You're sitting on the couch, minding your own business, when you suddenly feel it. A heavy, unblinking gaze burning into the side of your head. You look over, and there is your dog, sitting perfectly still in the shadows, just staring at you. Your first instinct? You probably assume they're hungry. Maybe they need to go outside, or they just want a piece of whatever you're eating. But behavioral neuroscience tells a much darker, much more urgent story. When your dog locks eyes with you from across the room and refuses to break contact, they aren't just looking at you. They are actively analyzing your biological state. And in that specific, unsettling moment, their brain is desperately begging you for something that has absolutely nothing to do with food. If you ignore this silent plea, or worse, if you get annoyed and tell them to stop staring or go away, you are unknowingly shattering the deepest psychological bond you share with them. Today, we are decoding the disturbing truth behind the canine stare. Because once you realize what they are actually searching for in your eyes, you will never look at them the same way again. To understand what your dog is desperately searching for when they stare at you, we first have to strip away thousands of years of domestication. We have to look into the dark forests of their ancestors. In the wild, a wolf pack operates in near total silence. Barking, whining, or growling alerts prey and invites immediate danger. So how does a pack coordinate a complex hunt, signal a hidden threat, or establish trust in the dead of night? The answer is sustained, unblinking eye contact. When a canine stares, their brain is engaged in a high-level data extraction process. They are reading micro-expressions, detecting pupil dilation, and sensing shifts in breathing patterns. It is a primal, hardwired survival tool. But your dog isn't hunting in the freezing woods. They are sitting in your living room, safe from predators. So why are they using this ancient, intense survival mechanic on you? Here is where the behavioral science gets slightly unsettling. Unlike wild wolves, who use staring primarily for environmental awareness, domestic dogs have evolved a unique neurological mutation. They have hijacked their own ancestral instincts specifically to monitor one thing: you. To your dog, you are not just an owner, you are their entire ecosystem. You control the resources, the territory, and most importantly, their emotional stability. When they sit across the room and lock their eyes onto yours, they are not zoning out. They are actively running a biological diagnostic check on your current state. They are reading your body language to measure your cortisol levels, the stress hormone. If you are anxious, grieving, or quietly angry, your dog knows it long before you even realize it yourself. And that heavy stare, that is them trying to calculate if your internal chaos is about to become a physical threat to the pack. So when your dog is sitting frozen, locked onto your eyes, what exactly is their brain begging you for in that precise moment? Behavioral neuroscience breaks this silent stare down into 3 distinct and highly urgent psychological states. You need to know exactly which one your dog is experiencing, because reacting the wrong way to the wrong stare can cause severe emotional damage. Number 1, the cortisol sink. If you have had a stressful day, if you are quietly worrying about bills, or if you are suppressing anger, your body is leaking a stress hormone called cortisol. You might think you're hiding it well, but to your dog's highly calibrated olfactory system, you are screaming. When they stare at you during these moments, their brain is begging for a status report. They are asking, is the pack in danger? They are absorbing your silent panic. If you ignore this stare or angrily tell them to go lay down, you are confirming their worst fears. You are leaving their nervous system in a state of suspended terror, which is the leading cause of separation anxiety and destructive behavior. Number 2, the silent cry. This is the one that breaks most owners' hearts when they finally understand it. In the wild, showing pain is a death sentence. It makes you a target. So your dog has evolved to hide their physical suffering at all costs, but they can't hide it from their eyes. If your dog's stare is hard, glassy, and accompanied by stiff facial muscles or panting when it isn't hot, they are not begging for attention. They are begging for help. They are enduring a hidden physical pain or a deep internal trauma, and this heavy, unblinking eye contact is their absolute last resort to communicate that their body is failing them. But the third reason is the most psychologically devastating. We call it the emotional vacuum. Sometimes your dog stares at you with soft eyes, completely relaxed, just watching you breathe. In these moments, their brain is desperately begging for a chemical hit. When you hold their gaze, both your brain and your dog's brain release a massive surge of oxytocin, the exact same bonding hormone a mother shares with her newborn child. Your dog literally uses your eye contact to chemically self-regulate their own emotions. They need that look to feel safe in their own skin. When you notice them staring and you simply glance over, feel nothing, and look back at your phone, you are denying them that vital chemical connection. To a dog, that casual dismissal is a profound psychological rejection. You are leaving them emotionally stranded. So how exactly are you supposed to respond when you feel that heavy gaze burning into you? Your first instinct might be to call them over, or worse, to stare back at them intensely to see who looks away first. Never do this. In canine psychology, locking eyes with a wide, unblinking stare is a primal declaration of challenge. You will instantly spike their cortisol and escalate their anxiety. Instead, you must execute what behavioral experts call the Appeasement Protocol. First, analyze their physical state. If their body is rigid, their ears are pinned back, or their eyes look glassy, they are experiencing the silent cry or the cortisol sink. Do not crowd them. Do not force physical affection. Speak their name in a low, rhythmic, almost monotone voice, and gently invite them into your space to carefully check for physical pain. But if their posture is loose, their mouth is slightly open, and they are simply watching you from the rug, they are trapped in the emotional vacuum. They are actively begging for that oxytocin release. Here is exactly what you must do. Meet their gaze, but keep your facial muscles completely soft. Do not widen your eyes. Hold the visual connection for 3 full seconds, then perform a deliberate, slow blink. As you open your eyes, gently turn your head slightly to the side and exhale a deep, visible breath. In canine body language, this specific sequence of micro-movements is the ultimate de-escalation code. It translates directly to "I see you," "the pack is secure," "there is no threat," and "we are bonded." If you do this correctly, you will literally see the tension melt out of their body. You might see them mirror your slow blink, lick their lips, or finally lay their head down to sleep. In that moment, you didn't just look at your dog. You successfully rewired their nervous system and gave their brain the exact chemical validation it was begging for. By using the Appeasement Protocol, you have stabilized your dog's mind for today. You have answered their silent plea. But the true test of your dog's psychological state doesn't happen when they are looking at you. It happens when they finally close their eyes. Tonight, I want you to watch very closely where your dog chooses to sleep. Do they sleep at the foot of your bed, guarding the bedroom door, or curled up tightly against your back? Most owners think this is just a preference for comfort, but behavioral neuroscience reveals that their chosen sleeping position is a highly calculated defensive strategy. Where they sleep dictates exactly how they view their role in your pack, and in some specific cases, it means they believe you are fundamentally incapable of protecting yourself. If you want to decode what your dog's sleeping position actually says about your bond and discover the one place you must never let them sleep, click the video on your screen right now. Do not ignore the signs. Decode the canine mind.